Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, I'm Shannon and I'm a pet portrait and wildlife artist and I specialise in coloured pencils. So this is just going to be a little draw with me video where I'm working on an original coloured pencil drawing and you can just chill and listen to me babble on about rubbish for however long I end up drawing for. So yeah, this is just a little blue tit drawing that I'm doing. It's actually a blue tit and I think it's a great tit. There's two different birds on this piece and they're sort of sat on this like stump with leaves on it, and then there's like a little tap just down here that you can't see. But yes, I'm just going to be working on this little area for now. So I've got you zoomed in and just gonna get on with it. So yeah, this is the first video on my YouTube channel in 2023. So yay, Happy New Year to everyone. I hope you had a lovely New Year and Christmas period. I felt like I didn't want to come back in the New Year with another vlog because I feel like that's all I've done recently, and I just thought it would be nice to do a draw with me for a change, and I've managed to get Paddy to sleep and stop causing mayhem, so I'm making the most of it. But yeah, I just think it would be nice to catch you up while also having a bit of a little draw on this piece. So I've decided this year I'm gonna do a bit more, like in terms of originals and stuff, a bit more drawings that are just for me, for fun. Because otherwise I sort of lose not the love for it, because I don't think I'd ever lose the love for it, but when you're just drawing stuff for other people all the time, I think you end up sort of getting a bit demotivated, and you just have to have a few pieces here and there to keep you on track, and that you can draw while you're sort of listening to music or a podcast, and it's a reference that you've picked. I've not really done that for a while, so it's been nice working on this one. Just working on the tail at the minute. But yeah, 2023 is going to be a year of like chilling out for me. I just got myself in such a like pickle getting all stressed about stuff last year. I mean, there were some big changes, like I've moved house, got a dog, big changes in my life and sort of more responsibilities than I had when I lived at my parents' house, so naturally I'm not going to have as much time to do stuff as I used to. I pretty much used to just focus on work all the time. Obviously I'd have like a bit of a social life, but that was all I had to worry about, and now there's more to consider than just, well, work. And so this year I'm taking on a bit less work, doing less commissions. I'm not saying that I'm not doing any, just not taking on as much. Like, I used to take commissions on and like take too many on a month and sort of promise people that, oh, I'll start, you know, in 2 weeks time, or I'll start at the end of this month, and I just found myself struggling to keep up with the time constraints that I'd given myself, and then I didn't want to disappoint people because I'd said, oh, it'll be started at this time and then it wasn't, so I don't want to get myself all worked up like that this year. So I'm taking on 2 commissions a month. I'm leaving it at that. If I finish them early and I can start the next ones, then great, and if not, I've got some extra time to just work on my own pieces or whatever. And I've also decided to simplify my Patreon a little bit. So instead of doing the 2 tiers with different drawings, so I've got the fundamentals, which is like focus areas. I hope this is in focus actually. I'm using my proper camera that I use for tutorials. I've managed to clamp the tripod on a different tripod, so it's all very like precarious, is that the word? It's all very like makeshift tripod going on, but I don't know why I've not thought of doing it like this before instead of using my phone to do it. But anyway, back to what I was actually saying. Instead of doing the 2 different subjects for the fundamentals and the advanced, I'm doing one animal each month, and then we'll focus on a specific area for the fundamentals. So yes, I think it'll make it more interesting, to be honest. I've really struggled coming up with ideas of what we could draw for the fundamentals, and every month I'd be like, oh my gosh, what are we going to draw this month? And I'd have to ask everyone for ideas, which is what I like to do anyway. I like to ask my patrons what they want to draw, because I want to make sure I'm drawing stuff that you like. But it got to the point where I literally had to ask because I didn't know what to draw myself. So I think this is going to be a much better way of doing it for me. A way that doesn't get me all worked up because I've got so many videos to film. Like, I end up doing about, so say I do like 12, 13 videos for the advanced and then like 3 or 4 for the fundamentals. I end up doing like, how many is that? Nearly 20 videos a month. That's a lot. And then I'm trying to do a YouTube channel at the same time. And I've been neglecting my YouTube because I've been trying to get these videos done. And trying to walk Paddy, trying to do commissions, trying to packet the orders. Oh, my head was just like chaotic last year with all those different things. But because I have been trying to like build up all these different areas of my business, like the first bit is the hardest, you know, getting it all in place, trying these new things because you don't know if they're going to work out, and you're sort of putting all this time into stuff that you don't even know if you're going to get much back from yet, and that's just the way it is when you're starting out. But now that I've sort of got to a point where everything's settled down, I've sort of know what I'm doing a bit more, I feel like I can sort of chill a bit. I've not even told you what paper I'm using. I'm using the Arches hot pressed watercolour paper in 300 GSM, I think, the thinner one. And I'm using mostly Faber Castell Polychromos. And the odd Luminance, although I've not really used many yet. I've been using this white, the Derwent Drawing Chinese white. This is my new favourite white and I like it. Because this paper's got like a bit of a warmth to it, you can see the white a bit more clearly. So yeah, I've really been enjoying the Arches paper. I never thought I would say that in a million years, but I've really been enjoying it. I think it's my new paper of choice after having an absolute, like, not disaster, that's dramatic, absolute like panic over the Fabriano being different. But yeah, I would like to do a comparison video of like different papers one day. I have got that, I've been going on about this for ages, but I've got a coloured pencil, sort of like beginner's guide, that I am working on. I had to stop over Christmas because I had so many commissions to do, but I have been working on it again. So that'll be coming when it comes. I'm not going to set a date for it because I've said it were going to be a few weeks in summer last year and it's now 2023, so yeah, that was the thing though, because I had all these different things I was doing. I never got the time to dedicate to it, so yeah, I'm just trying to be better this year. Not get so worked up, not put myself under so much pressure. A lot of the time it wasn't anyone else putting pressure on me, it was just me. So yeah, no more of that. I'm just working my way down this blue tits body, using all sorts of different colours, but one of my favourite colours, the light cobalt turquoise, I'm using that for this like vibrant colour. And I've been using Middle Patholo Blue, I never know how to pronounce that, combined with like greens, blues, greys, so many different colours. Using warm grey here. And I've not been pressing on as hard as I used to, which has worked well for me so far, especially on this paper. But yeah, I did Christmas commissions. I had a bit of a play around. I did one on the new Fabriano. Did one, sorry no, I did two on the new Fabriano. The larger scale one that I did looked better, I thought personally. Like, if you start doing small scale work on really rough paper, you can see the graininess a bit more clearly, which is fine. Like, it's always going to be a bit grainy, but there is a difference between doing like the smaller scale stuff and the larger scale stuff. So yeah, I used that, and I also used arches, and I think I liked the arches the best. So I think that's going to be what I use from now on. However, I shall not be getting the thick one, the heavier weight one, because it's well expensive. It's like £70 or something crazy for the same sheets that I buy in the Fabriano for £40, so yeah, that is crazy. I'd like to try it and see why it's so expensive, but it's just a very expensive paper, that. Has anyone used it before? If you have, let me know. My problem is, like you can see here, there's like a dint in the paper, and that seemed to be there already. I don't know, maybe I'm just clumsy, but that happens so much more easily with the thin one, and I don't want to like waste a lot of paper, so I'm a bit like, I wish I could use the thick one, but do I want to spend £70? Like nearly double what I was spending before. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. But the results you get from this 300 GSM paper are great, so the only reason I'd get the thicker one is because of how clumsy I am. But I've heard that you can flatten the dints out. I don't know, I'm a bit scared to try it. But yeah, I'm drawing this because I want to create like some more like visually appealing prints that aren't just like an animal on its own. Not that that's bad, but I'm trying to think of what people would want from like a home decor perspective, if that makes sense. Like what people would actually want in the house, and not just like a pretty like drawing of a blue tit sat on its own with not much around it, just white space. Do you know what I mean? Trying to be a bit more considerate with what references that I'm picking, and pick like really sort of interesting ones. So yeah, that's why I've picked this one that has two on it. I think it's sometimes more interesting when there's two animals on the same piece. And I love, love, love the colours in this drawing. So, well, from the reference. So I'm just trying to capture the same sort of colours because they look so nice. It gets a bit confusing here where the feet are. I can't really see all that much. So I'm going to add some warm grey for the stump that it's sat on. Trust me to like pick the hardest bit of the bird to draw for a Draw With Me video. But yeah, Paddy is settling in a lot more now. If you've never seen any of my videos before, Paddy is our dog that we got 2 months ago, nearly coming up to 3 soon. Wait, we got him on bonfire night, the day after bonfire night, 6th of November, so 6th of December was 1 month, 6th of January, that's 2 months, no, 2 months, I can't count. He's currently dreaming, you might be able to hear him. Oh, there he is. And he's an English Bull Terrier. And he's 14 months. It was actually older than they told us. We got all his papers and stuff and he's like 3 months older than we thought he were. But yeah, he's settling in well now. He does struggle a lot with dreaming, separation anxiety and stuff like that, but he is getting there. I love it when he's dreaming. I always think, like, what are they dreaming about? Are they like running after another dog, playing? Like, I don't know, it just makes me laugh. I'd love to see inside the head. I'm gonna do these little toes. But yeah, the great thing about this paper, it just grips the pencil. Like, you can just layer and layer and layer, which is great. It's just like, you don't have to like press hard. I feel like with the old Fabriano, which is like the paper that I've always used, and I've rated it so highly, and I was gutted when they changed it, and now I'm sort of like, I like this better. I feel like it's almost got a bit of a shininess to it when you add the pencil, so you get a bit of like a limit to what you can build up. And like, if you're doing a dark drawing, you can't make it as dark as like maybe you'd like it to be. But with this, I feel like you can just keep adding darker and darker layers, and it looks so good. I'll put a little picture in of a Frenchy drawing that I did over Christmas. It was a Christmas commission, and it just, I don't know, I could make it so dark, and the black really stood out. Right, I need to concentrate. These legs are not the easiest to draw, and because I have a camera in front of me, I can't put my head as close to it as I'd like. I tend not to like go overboard on the details when it comes to like legs and stuff, so it just sort of create the suggestion of the detail. Adding the textures and stuff in. I feel like I can't concentrate and talk, I can't multitask. Yeah, I hope the quality of this is nice, because weirdly I always find that my iPhone films like slightly more detailed than my camera, which is weird. You'd think the camera would be better, but yeah, I thought I'd give it a go. The good thing is I have ordered a new iPhone. My contract came to an end a few days ago, and I thought, do you know what, I never get the best phone. I always get like the older model, or you know, like the least high specification, whatever. And I thought, this time I'm gonna treat myself. I'm gonna get like one of the best phones that I can get with the best camera and use it for my YouTube, rather than buying a brand new like fancy vlogging camera that costs like £700, whatever it is, the one that I'm looking at. I thought I would try that, see how I get on, because the only issue that I have at the minute is the storage on my phone, and I've got one with a bigger storage, and it's the Pro Max, iPhone 14 Pro Max, so it'll be nice and big. I can see everything that I'm filming on it, and yeah, I think it'll just be really good for creating content. So yeah, it kills me to pay the amount that I'm going to be paying for it, because I've been paying like £25 for my phone for the past year because my contract ended, and I thought, just going to keep it. So, big jump, but I think it's worth investing in your business. And I don't have to buy a big camera if that works well, so happy days. So yeah, that's not coming until at least the 18th of January because of the restrictions in China. They're having a bit of a difficulty getting hold of the phones. So over here, that is, they're having difficulty getting hold of them here. So yeah, I'll just have to wait for it. But for now, I'm gonna see how I get on with this camera. The only thing is, it's like hard to see where the focus is. Like you can't tell if you're fully in focus. So hopefully I am. But yeah, this year I would love to start selling more prints, because it's such a good avenue to go down if you're an artist. Like you create the work once and then you have that work there forever. Unless they're limited edition, obviously, then you're sort of limited to the print run that you've decided on. But I think I'm tempted to just go with like open edition prints and not faff around with the limited edition, because you have to keep track of how many you've done. You're limited to how many you can sell. Not that I've ever sold like a full print run or anything before yet, but yeah, I just think the people that I meet at these craft fairs, they don't go, oh, limited edition. Like they're not, I don't think that is something that is like important to them. I don't know, I think they just like the artwork and they just buy it because of that. So I kind of don't really want to limit myself. I don't know. I'll have a think about it, but yeah, I would like to sell more prints. I sell a lot of greeting cards, which is great, but you're never going to make a living selling greeting cards unless you're selling loads, or like or like you're doing like wholesale or whatever. But yeah, I think prints would be nice. So that's why I'm trying to put a bit more thought into the pieces that I make. And I'm trying to think, like, what would I have on my wall? So I think this one, hopefully, will be a nice one. And I'm not going to do what I used to do and just try and like get as many different animals out as I can. I'd rather do them slowly, maybe bring out one new print per season. So like this will be my spring one, maybe do a summer one, an autumn one, like themed around the season. And then it's like not too much, there aren't too many different designs to get printed. People aren't overwhelmed for choice, because people can find too much choice overwhelming and then end up getting like paralysed and being like, ugh, I just won't get one because I don't know which. Like too much choice paralysis kind of thing, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I also felt very inspired by another artist's work that I saw at my last craft fair. I actually bought some of the artwork. The artist is Sophia Davenport, but it's sort of like a family that are continuing it and like selling her work and stuff. And I just loved this stall. They had like a wall with, so it was like a grid wall that they put like a wooden panelling in front of, and then attached framed pictures to the front of it. And I have it in my head that I'd love to have like a sage green panelled wall on my craft stall and like really pretty framed prints to show a bit of inspiration and like get people excited about them. Maybe have some nice coloured mounts, you know, like a double mount, a nice pretty frame. Not necessarily to try and start selling loads of framed prints, but to just act as a bit of inspiration, and then I think most people would probably buy the print on its own. So that's something I've been thinking about, and I think my dad would be good at making the panelled wall. I'm obsessed with panelling, I just think it looks so good. Like, obviously can't do anything in this house because it's rented, but when I have my own house that I can do whatever I want with, I'd love to just put panelling everywhere. I just think it looks so classy. And I also would like to use this panelled board that I make to take my like product shots, because like I said, this house is rented. We don't really want to go doing a lot to it. He said we can paint it and stuff, but I don't think he would appreciate me painting it like sage green. I think they like to keep like neutral colours, don't they? So it'd be nice to just have that little bit of a panelled wall to use as a backdrop for my pictures that I can just get out really easily. Nice and lightweight, like maybe like made out of MDF or something. And then I can take some pretty pictures because I miss my mint green walls. I feel like it was like part of my brand identity, as silly as it sounds, and I don't know, I just miss it. The pictures just look so nice when they're taken with like a nice background. So yeah, I've got different things that I want to do this year. Whether I'll get them all done, I don't know. Be nice, but I'm not going to get upset if I don't get everything done. But yeah, I'm not going to do the one craft for a month like I thought I would. I think it's just too much. Too much all at once. I'd rather just do a few a year. Like, really think about which ones I want to do. I would like to do the Garstang Shore, which is where I live. Well, not far from. I wanted to do that last year, but I was at my cousin's wedding in Castell, so I didn't end up doing it, but I just think it would be a fun one. It's on like a big field, like a country shore type thing, the usual like cow shows and you know, all that kind of stuff. Like loads of dogs. I think it would be really good. It's just very expensive, but sometimes you've got to take the leap. So we'll see about that one. I think it's in August, so I've got a while yet if I do decide to do it. Yeah, feeling good about this year. Just trying to see all the detail here. It's like really hard to see what's going on. Just gonna add a bit more cold grey. It's like another little tar, but you can't really see it all that well. Let's go around it a bit. I just really enjoy really nice, like light, bright colours like this. I feel like I want to be more considerate with the colours that I use in my work going forward. I don't want anything to be too dark or moody looking. I want it to be nice and bright and fun and like easy on the eye. So yeah, that's something I've been thinking about, like the colours that I use in all my original work and stuff. So yeah, just trying to go for a quality over quantity approach. Slow down, enjoy the process and make really good work that isn't all about getting as much as possible out. As you can see, I've spent a long time just doing this tiny little bit, so I think the not rushing is definitely like in full swing. I might start on these little bits here. I've definitely chosen the hardest bit to do for this video. It's got like a bit of an orangey colour to it. Using buff titanium from the Luminance pencils. This is such a good pencil if you don't have it, because you don't really get anything like this in the Polychromos. It's like a neutral sort of beigey colour. Add a bit of warm grey one under it. But yeah, like I said, I'm trying to use nice soft colours. So I'm using like a lot of the nicest, softest colours are from the Luminance pencils. They have such soft colours compared to the Polychromos because they're more waxy, because they're a wax-based pencil. They're a bit softer, so you can sort of really blend it in, and they have like lots of like pastel-y, pale colours. They're really nice. I think I might use... That was Brown Ochre 10%, another really good colour that I use a lot. It is burnt sienna. I'm just going to use that to add some light bits of detail now. I've been using such a light touch compared to usual. Well, how I used to do it. It makes such a difference. Yeah, I think by using a lighter pressure I get a nicer texture with the pencil. It doesn't go all shiny and like funny. Just looks more soft. That is very much like a soft look to my drawings. But everyone has personal preference. Like, I see some artwork that is like really high contrast, like harder pressure, and it just looks amazing, but I just naturally gravitate towards drawing softly for some reason. Don't know why. Everyone has sort of their own natural styles. Yeah, I want to get back on with my YouTube tutorials soon. The Wi-Fi is due to be fitted in February on the 8th, hopefully. I will have been waiting 6 months for it by that point, so yeah, that's a long time to wait for Wi-Fi. So I think maybe once the Wi-Fi's come, it'll be easier for me to upload regularly. But I want to do a Labrador tutorial, a black lab, because I get so many DMs, people asking me how to draw a black lab, so I thought that might be a good one to start off with for 2023. And I'd like to do a tutorial of Paddy one day, but I think I need to draw him myself, like in my spare time, and like get the colours right, and then maybe do a tutorial after that when I can sort of confidently know what colours to use and stuff. So I'll probably draw him myself, yeah, and then do a tutorial. So I'll probably do the Labrador one first, but bear with me on that because I need to wait till the Wi-Fi comes, because I don't want to like be slow to bring the videos out and people be waiting on me, so I'd rather just start it when it's a bit easier. This is another colour that I really like. This is Earth Green from the Polychromos. Really nice soft green. Just going to use it to make these little mossy bits. Might even add a bit over that. Try not to make it like too like lime green. I want it to be soft. Might even use a bit of the white just to blend it out a bit. I don't do this often, but sometimes to make a colour like a bit softer and a bit smoother, I do like to use it. It sort of changes the colour of things, so that's why I don't like to use it often. I just use it when I want to change the colour of something. I just like to add the base coats before I go in and add the details. There is actually a tree branch tutorial on my Patreon if you want to learn how to draw stuff like this. It's a very similar technique. It's on the fundamentals tier. I know a lot of people do struggle with like drawing branches and, you know, like the areas that the animal's sitting on. Really hard to see what's going on here, so I'm just going to really take my time. So I like to create the shape of like the moss and stuff by drawing around it. There's like a cold tone shadow underneath everything, so I'm using the cold grey. Sometimes I think I can press too lightly and not get as much depth as I want, but I just always build up in lighter layers because you can always add, but it's hard to take away. That's the main sort of mantra with coloured pencils. Add slowly rather than having to take away. Not really like a specific shape that you can draw with stuff like this. You sort of just have to draw what you see and try not to overthink it too much, because then if you try and start drawing what you think wood or like stumps or whatever look like, then that's when you start to go wrong. I used to do that a lot. I'd sort of draw it what I thought it should look like, when really you should just be drawing what you see. Just putting the right colour in the right place. Creating as close of a texture as you can. I never get it exactly spot on, but sort of like the suggestion. Maybe I've done that a bit too bright there. I suppose it doesn't matter, I start overthinking stuff. Trying to think if there's anything else to catch you up with. I feel like my nails are dirty because I went to close the gate outside and it's got moss on it, and I got like moss underneath my nails. So if you can see that, sorry, that's really gross. I have tried to clean it out. But yeah, I am so ready for summer now. Just as soon as Christmas has been and gone and it's just cold and miserable, I just want it to be summer already. Well, spring. I like spring. Spring's my favourite season, along with autumn. I just love when it's all bright, it doesn't go dark till like 7, 8 o'clock. I can't wait for that. yeah, let me know what you're up to. Are you working on something? Are you doing some cleaning? Like, what do you do when you're listening to these kinds of videos? I might add, I feel like I need some nougat or something. I need like a brown colour. It just picks the pencil up so easily. Oh, another update. I sold my gorilla drawing that was a Patreon tutorial from February last year. I sold it on Christmas Day of all days. I had a comment on Instagram, someone asking if it was available to buy, and I thought, oh my gosh, imagine if I sold this on Christmas Day. And anyway, I ended up, he bought it, it's from the US, so he's on his way to the US, my gorilla. So that was nice. Like, things like that always happen dead unexpectedly. So it's nice to sell an original piece and not just have it sat in my art folder. I'd love to get everything framed, but then it's hard sending stuff framed. Like, you've got the chance of it smashing, and I mean, there's probably ways around it, but I just don't have the space to start like framing stuff at the minute. I mean, I did say I wanted to do some framed stuff for the craft fairs, but that won't be like, there won't be too many that I'd need to have. But yeah, if I started framing all my originals, I would literally have no room in the house, so. And it's expensive. It's like very expensive to frame stuff, and if it's just going to be sort of sat there, I'd rather just mount them. I feel like I'm starting to talk rubbish now, but I'm just saying whatever is in my head. I'd like to just get this section nearly finished, and then I'll be happy with the progress, and then I'll probably go and work on some commissions, because I have got 2 to work on. I think I said I'm going to do 2 a month, so I've got my 2 that I need to do this month. One of them is a hamster, which will be really fun. I need to start that. I'm going to start that one today actually, and the other one's a cat, so yeah, it's fun. I like working on them. I've been doing a lot more drawing at night because Paddy is so like, usually he's quite like excitable during the day, and I sort of have to give him a lot of attention and stuff. So when Scott gets home from work, he can sort of give Paddy attention, and then I do a lot of drawing at night time. So I've just been like making adjustments to the day. But yeah, I tend to do filming during the day, and then like more sort of chilled out drawing at night. It's just the way things have to be now, but I can't believe he's actually slept for so long. I was convinced that he'd probably like wake up during this video at some point, and what he likes to do, he comes behind me and he starts barking at me to play with him. And he does his little like bully rumble, and he's like growling, but it's like playful growling for me to play with him. And then I have to turn around and like play tug of war or something with him. It is still quite puppy-like, so speak of the devil. I thought you were going to wake up then. It's still very puppy-like, so he just wants to play all the time, which is lovely. I take him for a nice long walk in the morning to try and like tire him out a little bit. But sometimes he doesn't want to walk for no particular reason. I thought it was because of the weather, because the weather's not been great. But the weather's been fine today, and he still wouldn't walk, and I had to like use treats to like convince him to walk and like throw him in front of me and stuff. It's because he's like obsessed with other dogs, and if there's a dog that he's not able to go and say hello to, then he just refuses to walk. He's just overly friendly, which is good. I'd rather he be friendly than like not like dogs. But sometimes I just wish he would walk and just like get out the car and walk, but no, he often won't get out the car and he just sits there and looks at me. And then that's a task in itself, getting him out, because I've only got a small car and I put him on the back seat, so you have to like get him out from the back through the front door. And then he just plants his paws in the ground and he's like, nope, I'm not going anywhere. Which is like, it's a typical trait of English Bull Terriers. They do that a lot, but I expect it like maybe halfway around the walk when he's a bit like, I'm fed up of this now, but not when we've not even got out yet. Little monkey. But yeah, I'm trying to like find food that he really gets excited about, but it's like as soon as I get any food out and he's distracted with something or he's being stubborn, he's just not interested. So I just need to find something that like gets him really excited and makes him wanna like listen. But yeah, we've only had him for 2 months, so I understand we've got to be patient with him and it'll take time. So yeah. I used to add such like harsh big shadows to everything, and now I'm trying to be more like gentle with it so that I don't go too dark. I think I'll probably end up having to like add more to this when the camera's not in the way so that I can see it properly, but I just build everything up really slowly and lightly. He also likes to chew things, a lot of things. He likes shoes, he likes the TV cabinet handle, which is now chewed up. What else does he like? He likes cardboard, laces, like anything stringy. And I bought him so many chew toys and like different things, and he still is insistent on chewing things he shouldn't. But he's learning, he'll get there. I just have to paddy proof everything, so like everything that once lived on the floor now lives higher up. So it just means the space is a bit limited. Add a bit of brown up here. Oh, here he is. He's awake, he's arisen. I might have to end the video soon because there is no way he's gonna keep quiet for me. Hi! Just gonna try do a bit more of these green areas. Just knocked my tripod. It's now like just chilling behind me. Oh gosh, this is going south. Right, do you know what? I'm gonna leave this drawer with my video here. Hopefully camera's not like shaking too badly, but yeah, I think from now on he's just not gonna let me peacefully draw. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Give it a like if you did, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye for now.